So, for the first article, I think that despite the exploitation that happens with RTO businesses, people still buy these products because they simply cannot afford to make a big purchase. Additionally, I think there's so much pressure to keep up with the newest items and have the luxuries that our peers have. Also, not everyone has credit to take out a loan or apply for a credit card. So, RTOs offer a lot of convenience in that way as well. In the article, Cates discusses predatory inclusion, which essentially means giving marginalized people access to shop for items that are usually purchased more by the middle class. This strategy is typically used on the poorly educated and those who are unable to understand how RTOs really work. The story Cates told of the disabled veteran who got his bedroom set repossessed really shows how cruel this industry can be. Another industry I would say uses the same or similar tactics would be car dealerships, especially smaller lots with used cars. Personally, I'd like to use the financing apps such as Affirm and Afterpay. These companies do not require credit checks but do charge a small amount of interest. I find these services really helpful and I've never had issues paying the payments, but due to the convenience, I probably use them a lot more than I really should. So, for the next article, the reason we have so much poverty despite being the wealthiest nation is because as a society, we typically dismiss the issue as an individual problem rather than look deeper and see what can be done. Blame is placed on things such as not wanting to work or not looking for a job hard enough when that is usually not the case. I think one major issue with this mindset is that as the parents are blamed and nothing is done systematically, the children are still going without their basic needs being met. In the article, Rank states that the first shift needed to address the issue of poverty is acknowledging that it affects all of us in some way. Neglecting the issue ends up costing our government money, which in turn costs us money. The next shift Rank mentions is looking more at our poverty at an economical and political standpoint and figuring out what needs to be done from there. In relation to this, Rank mentioned the unbalanced number of jobs versus how many people are looking for jobs. The last shift discussed is how we view poverty from a moral standpoint. We should think about poverty as an injustice to society rather than an individual failure. In terms of personal experience, I can't recall a specific situation, but I do remember as a child hearing adults in my life talk about homeless people in a judgmental way and seeing people on TV make jokes about poor people. I'm grateful that I was taught not to judge people because you don't know what their situation is. My mom would always help homeless people as if we passed by, or she would go buy them food or bring them clothes or shoes back if they needed. Now that I'm older, I obviously know that this is a systemic issue, and we must start holding our government accountable for not taking care of its people. Thank you.